Hello, aspirants, and welcome back to Rungta IAS Academy. I'm your faculty for internal security, and today I've got our science and technology expert here with me. We're breaking down a really critical explainer today, one that maps directly to your GS Paper 3 syllabus. We're looking at moving from drone purchases to drone partnerships. Let's just dive right in, because this isn't merely about defense tech, right? It's really about how our procurement policies have to evolve to keep pace with modern warfare.
Greetings, students. Absolutely. For your mains value edition, understanding this intersection of indigenous manufacturing and rapidly evolving military tech is absolutely crucial. Today's analysis is actually drawn from recent research by the Takshashila Institution, and it gives you exactly the kind of critical framework you need to structure a top-tier answer.
So, let's start by looking at the sheer scale of the ambition here. The Indian government is planning a massive $2 billion procurement of drones from domestic manufacturers. And, notice the size of that commitment. It strongly reinforces the push for indigenous manufacturing and gives a massive boost to our domestic drone industry. Exactly. And, the willingness to spend that kind of capital is a fantastic sign of political will, for sure. But as future administrators, the question you've got to ask in your analysis is, will our current procurement systems actually spend it well? Because our long-term capital procurement is designed for things like tanks and fighter jets, not this incredibly fast-moving tech.
Which naturally brings us to the changing economics of warfare. Public conversations usually fixate on the old paradigm. The really large, expensive, uncrewed combat aerial vehicles, the UKVs, like the MQ-9B Reaper. But modern conflicts, think Ukraine, think the Middle East, they've completely disrupted this. Aspirants, definitely jot this keyword down for your value addition: attritable drones.
Indeed. The new paradigm relies heavily on these attritable systems. We're talking micro and nano drones, specifically designed to be cheap and deployable in massive numbers. And why is that? Well, because using a multi-million-dollar missile to shoot down a cheap, retrofitted commercial drone is just economically unsustainable. We've seen Ukraine very successfully use first-person view, or FPV drones, essentially retrofitted with warheads. The real innovation happening right now is blurring the lines between civilian and military tech.
And this brilliant juxtaposition really highlights the core technical challenge here, which is the obsolescence timeline. Think about it. If you bought a state-of-the-art fighter jet back in 2015, it remains highly competitive today. But a tactical drone, it can become completely obsolete in just 2 to 3 years. There's just no comparison. Right, so the crucial takeaway here is that acquiring the hardware isn't actually the main challenge. Keeping it relevant is. The research shows that enemy electronic warfare, or EW units, can adapt their jammers to a new drone's signal in literally 6 to 8 weeks. That's incredibly fast. When Ukrainian engineers faced this exact issue, they couldn't just sit around waiting for a new bureaucratic procurement cycle. They rapidly replaced radio links with physical fiber optic cables just to bypass the jammers entirely.
So how exactly is India responding? Let's critically evaluate our current policy frameworks, and you can definitely cite these points in your mains answers. The Draft Defense Acquisition Procedure, the DAP, now wisely allows our armed forces to procure commercial off-the-shelf or COT systems.
Furthermore, the DAP provisions actually streamline upgrades, and the Defense Procurement Manual, the DPM, now allows financial buffers for unforeseen repairs. So these are highly sensible, pragmatic moves that kind of cut right through traditional red tape.
They are, but as an administrator, you always have to look at the structural gaps. These are good moves, but they're really just the first steps. Because despite these positive steps, the core shortcoming remains. The relationship between the government and the manufacturer is still fundamentally transactional. Correct. The underlying bureaucratic assumption is basically that the government identifies a static requirement, issues a tender, and simply buys a finished product. Done and dusted. But in a domain where the technology evolves every single week, a static product is a dead product. It absolutely requires continuous, rapid iteration.
Which brings us to the ultimate way forward for your GS Paper 3 answers. We desperately need a structural shift from transactional hardware purchases to a managed service contract model.
Yeah, think of it like how large government departments procure IT systems. You don't just buy a computer, you buy a maintenance and software update contract alongside it. The armed forces need long-term agreements with drone manufacturers. This provides the industry with demand predictability, which is huge. And in return, the military gets assured supply, continuous R&D for software updates, and that absolutely crucial surge production capacity during active conflicts. It fosters deep, continuous collaboration rather than just a one-off sale.
Exactly. This structural change is really the logical next step to translate that $2 billion commitment into sustained capability. Now, to wrap up this explainer, we want to leave you with a high-level analytical question. This is perfect for your personality test stage.
Spot on. Take a moment to really reflect on this.
To secure its borders in an era of rapid technological evolution, should India treat tactical defense procurement more like IT-managed service contracts rather than traditional hardware acquisitions?
Think carefully about the administrative, financial, and internal security dimensions of that question. Write down your points, connect them to what we discussed today, and keep learning. Thank you for joining us for this explainer on Rungta IAS Academy's channel. Keep your preparation focused and analytical, and we'll see you in the next session.